Greetings, and we are back to the channel where we talk about everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines, and we make it fun, we keep it interesting, and hopefully educational as well. Yes. So again, just to introduce myself a little bit, today we're going to be talking about the markets, the different companies, and the different headlines, and we'll be breaking them down on TradingView. A little bit about me. I'm from the U.S. I grew up in the U.S. Actually, I grew up in the Midwest, where there wasn't a whole lot except for farmland and sports, and I was good at sports, but there wasn't much there regarding the market. So I had an affinity for numbers, and I really enjoyed. I got into engineering, and engineering is what took me into the markets, because just like the markets, engineering is a lot of numbers, a lot of trends, a lot of graphs, a lot of charts. And so I took what I learned about engineering and kind of just applied it to the charts. And so yeah, here I am. I still have a love for technology, a love for sports and stuff. But yeah, so some of the things I'm interested in are a lot of the tech sector, stuff like that, a lot of the health, things like that. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. That's a little bit about me. Welcome to those who are joining. Today we've got a lot to talk about, especially with, for example, we have Micron. Where's that one? Yeah, Micron stock just tripled in 2025, and it's up nearly 62% in 2026. We'll be talking about Micron. Also, there's a company called Jabil. It's worth, where is it? Worth taking notice. Wow, where did I put that? There's circle, for example, Jabil. Sorry. There's a company called Jabil that we're going to talk about that's benefited from data centers and the demand for computing. We'll talk about Jabil. Also, again, this is not a script. This is my notes for the day. So I spend copious amounts of time doing that. So again, what are you going to get from this? Well, you're going to get the news, the headlines, and you're also going to get to learn how to break everything down on TradingView. You're going to learn about charts. You're going to learn about patterns. You're going to learn about indicators. You're also going to learn about the earnings, the profits, the revenue, all that stuff. And that way you can apply some of the information into whatever you're doing, into whatever your journey is. And here we give you the information so that you can take the information and do with it what you want with your strategy, okay? Now, for example, what else are you going to gain? Well, I try to spend a lot of time going over the headlines and going over the news so that you don't have to, and that's why I provide a lot of the stuff for you, and then you can ask questions and we can have conversations outside of that as well. So again, welcome, and hope you get something from this, okay? Another one that we will talk about is Fed rates. We'll also talk about Tesla, because where is it? Tesla and BMW. Where is my Tesla? Yes, here it is. Yeah, BMW's new i3 takes on Tesla with a 440-mile range car. Also, we'll be talking about how the Fed's decision can affect mortgage rates, and also what about Circle? We'll be talking about Circle because Circle is one of the ones that's their stock is up 115% right now in the past month, and the stock is more than 4 times what its original IPO was. We'll be talking about Circle as well. Also, Meta. If you're into Meta, be aware that Meta is shutting down the virtual reality social platform Horizon Worlds in a further pivot away from the metaverse. Yes, and also, for example, this is interesting. Some people say, how do data centers create jobs, or how can they benefit us? Things like that. Well, right here. How the red-hot data center boom is igniting demand for new, lucrative career path trade workers. We're going to be beginning with that as well. Okay, so that and more coming up. Again, not only the news and the headlines, we'll be breaking them down so that you can use the information for your strategy as far as chart patterns. We'll learn about indicators, and we'll learn about earnings and profits, revenues, so that you can apply this information to what you're doing. Okay, there you go. And done. Let's start with it. Yeah, let's start right out. We got Micron. Where is Micron? Yes, here we go. Yeah, Micron rides the memory price spike into earnings with stock up 62% is the headline. So for example, Micron stock tripled. Again, Micron stock tripled in 2025. It's up nearly 62%. in 2026 as demand for NVIDIA and AI chips lead to shortages. The rally has elevated Macron's market cap to 520 billion, passing Oracle, which is now worth 445 billion. Analysts expect 148% year-over-year growth. NVIDIA's purchase orders for GPUs are boosting Micron's direct RAM. Selling prices climbed 32% from the previous quarter. So that's all coming up too. And it also, at any time, if you have any questions or comments, and you can also put those right here as well if you have any reason to contact me. There you go. There's also that. Right there. Now let's take it right here. Let's go over here. Bum bum bum. Okay. Going over here to let's take it to Micron. Micron right here. Micron. This is on the 1-day chart. Micron Solutions. Yes. Here we are. And if we go over here, let me adjust this a little bit. There we go, Micron. Oh, here's one thing I want to point out to you very, very quickly. Now that I see some of their, yeah, they recently jumped up, but right, okay, here, you can see right now the RSI is way down because they just dropped. As you can see right behind me, they just dropped, and then right here, right now, the RSI is sitting about 20, 21, 22, which is very, very low. That's what we call the very oversold range, okay? And yeah, and as you look right here, another chart I'll show you right here is this one. This is the consolidation range. You see right here on the RSI, it stays right here in the middle, right there and right there. That's the consolidation range. You see how it just doesn't move very much there and there. That's called consolidating, okay? Now, let's see, going right over here, we can also talk about the MACD, moving average convergence divergence. We'll talk about that one in the next one, okay? Now, also, for example, if you want to contact me, there's also an email link right there on the home page, so you can contact me right there. And also right here on the home page, there's also an email link if you want to contact me there. That's what this is, and you can also contact me here on the email link there. Okay. Got it. If you have any questions or comments about any of the indicators or any of the news headlines we're going over, that's always the best way right there. There's to contact me right there, and let's see, yeah, right there, and also right here. This is again, the email link is right there. Okay, yeah. All right, and this is Micron Solutions. For those of you not familiar with Micron Solutions, engages in the manufacture of components, devices, and equipments for military, law enforcement, automotive, and consumer product applications, okay? And you can see right now, they just dropped quite a bit. And let's go over here, Yeah, right there. Let's go right now to the volume. The volume, as you can see, is very, very low right now because they just dropped down. Bang, right there. Volume is at 200, market cap is at 872, and let's see, that's Micron Solutions, okay? Now let's go to another one that's in the news is Jabil, Jabil, Jabil. Let me pick up, where's the news? Hold on one second. Jabil. Yeah, 1 second. Let me pull up the article on this. Yes, Jabil. Where is it? Yeah. Okay, and there we are. Okay, now let's take another look at the Jable right here, for example. Bum, bum, bum. Yes. Okay, Jable's in the news because it benefited the data centers and demand for computing power for AI. It's an electronic component maker. Let me show you that one right here. Yeah. Jable engages in the provision of manufacturing services and solutions. It operates through the electronics manufacturing services and diversified manufacturing services segments. Okay, that's Jable. So it's one to take note of. Okay. Now, if we go over here to Jable, let me adjust this for you. Dun, dun, dun. Right here. If we look here, this is Jable looking at the RSI relative strength index. Now, why do we pay attention to the relative strength index? Because it's an indicator that can give you an idea of what's coming in the market. Okay, so for example, right here, the RSI is sitting at 53. I'm keeping it super simple right now, but that's the idea behind the RSI. And for example, the RSI, when it's super neutral, between 45 and 55, that's the neutral range. And if you go up here to the price chart, you'll see it's very, very neutral here. You see the price chart, very, very neutral there. And RSI right there, very, very neutral. Those match up. Now, another thing you'll see is the MACD. What is the MACD? The MACD is the moving average convergence divergence. You see it right here. When that MACD line goes down against the red signal line, the price chart up here goes down. But also the opposite is true. When the MACD line crosses the red signal line going up, the price chart also goes up. It's kind of based on a histogram, on a history, but sometimes it does have its issues too. It's often times lagging, so be aware of that. Usually the MACD has less lag when there's more price action, okay? So be aware. And then right here, one thing I want to show you on the relative strength index is right here, for example, right there, relative strength index right here is at 92. So that was back in June. My point is, these things can go way overbought and way oversold before they ever market correct and come down. So even though this is the let me point this out, even though this is the overbought and this is the oversold line right here, so this is overbought and this is oversold, it can go way above overbought and way below oversold before it corrects and comes down or corrects and goes back up. So be aware of that, okay? And then again, if you have further questions on any of the indicators, let's see, turn it off, okay. Okay, and that's a little bit about the relative strength index and the MACD. Now, looking here at Jable, we can get into some of the chart patterns. And for example, right here, we'll talk about some double tops, double bottoms. And also here, you can see this is what we call a reverse head and left side and right side. This This is the reverse head and shoulders right here, okay? When you see right here, the green part, this is the reverse head. Here's your left shoulder, here's your right shoulder, and bang, it goes up right there. Yes, seeing it right there. And you can see right here, bang, it goes up. You see that? Reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder. And what that does is it causes the chart pattern to go up. Pontoon Jody, yes, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you back. If you have any questions, let me know. Say hello, give me some fun stuff. Okay, and for example, that's your reverse head and shoulders. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you for the likes, very much, I appreciate that. And here we go, let's take another look here at some more of these chart patterns. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Again, we're looking at Jabil Incorporated because they're in the news right now, because they're benefiting from a lot of the data centers' demand for computing power. Let's go over here, I wanna show you this right here. Yeah. One thing, you'll see how their chart is going up right now. It's an upward pattern right here. So for example, you have, here's your trade volume. You see how the trade volume right here, for example, the trade volume goes up. The trade volume, there's a lot more trading volume normally when there's a lot more price action, so keep that in mind. Pontoon Jody, yes, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Good times, good times. And you'll see right here, also right there, this one, there's more trade volume there because you have more price action here, okay? Got it. Now, let's go over here to some of the earnings and fundamentals. Volume-wise, right now it's at 2.97 million, and market cap is at 27.3 billion. And right here, you have the earnings side. Welcome, welcome to all of you who are joining. This is the educational channel where we talk about everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines, and we're breaking it down on TradingView right now. We break down a lot of the companies that are in the news, in the headlines, and so that you can use the information here to apply to whatever you're doing in your strategy. And if you have a question or something about a company you're looking at, feel free to drop it in the comments. We can break it down for you, things like that. But yeah, and also if you, let's see. If you have a question or you would like to contact me and ask me a question that's really that we haven't done here, go ahead. There's an email link. You can see the email link right there, and right here. If you want to. Yeah. If you want to contact me about a question or something you were doing, you can always send me an email right here. Just go to my homepage right there, and there's an email link right there if you want, okay? There you go. Now, looking at the earnings, do you look at the quarterly or do you look at the annually? Pontoon Jody, have a good day as well. Thank you for saying hello. Welcome, welcome. Quarterly, for example, is more of a short-term strategy. Annually is more of a long-term strategy. Quarterly, right here, we're looking at Q2, Q1, and Q4. Yes. JD 5527 crude at, oh yes, I'd heard, yes, I'd read that crude had gone up again. I didn't know it was up that high. So crude's at 127 right now. Is that US dollars or is that a different currency? I didn't know it had got, I thought it was more like 110 right now. I didn't know it had hit 127. Iran hit Qatar again. Okay. US, oh, Jitty, okay. Wow, that's jumping up fast. The last report I had was more like 110 or 112 or something. Interesting. Thanks for the update, Judy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And here we go. Yeah, if anybody else has any updates about anything, feel free to drop it in the comments and let me know. Iran hit Qatar gas field again. That's interesting. Yeah, 127 is getting pretty. Wow, that's jumping up fast. Thank you for the update on that. Yeah. Um, yeah, okay. So here, you can say the last 3 quarters all beat the earnings expectations, which is good for the company. That makes them look stronger and healthier, more vitality. If we go here to annually, 2025, 2024, 2023. If you see, I'm looking at these blue bars right here. The blue bars, the blue bars is what was actually earned, and the gray bars is what was actually predicted. So the blue bars out-earned the prediction. You can see right here, if you look at right here on TradingView, the blue bars are higher than the gray bars. And again, that means that the company is doing better than expected. Now, just because you have good earnings does not mean that you're going to have good profits or a good revenue or good income. But let's check out how they did here. So annually, 2025, actually, this is why it's important. Again, this is looking at Jabil. This is why it's important to look at all these different pieces of information, because the revenues and profits are not at all the same as the earnings. So right here, 2025, you have profit, income, net income. The only thing that was good in 2025, the only thing that was good in 2025 was the total revenue. And looking at 2024, you'll see that everything also was red, negative, except for pre-tax income and net income. Those were in the green. Lucas, hello, and welcome back. Let me know if you have any comments. And then also here, 2023, this 2023 was actually the better year, and everything was green except for net income. That was negative, okay? Yes. For example, if we go right over here, yeah, that's statements. And now looking over here, for example, if you want to see the forecast, I don't put a whole lot of stock into this, but if you see that, that's the forecast, and I don't really take that too much into consideration. But if you want to, there it is. Again, I don't, but that's Jabil, okay? I have other questions, other comments? For example, if you have other questions, other comments, just go to my homepage here and you'll be able to, there's an email link right there. Feel free to send me an email if you want. Okay, there's that. Now let's go here to talk about, another one we have to talk about is Tesla. Why? Because they've got some competition right now with BMW. So BMW is taking on Tesla with a 440-mile range car. Let's see, they officially unveiled its new i3 EV on Wednesday, a sedan loaded with automakers' sport-oriented DNA and Tesla fighting 440 miles estimated range. So again, here we go. For the new i3 previews gas series launches with a 50 pumping out 469 horsepower. BMW is claiming 900 kilometers of range on Europe's and an EPA estimated 440 miles on a single charge. Yeah, so Tesla's Model 3 has a 363 miles of range. So that's one of the competitive purposes there. Let's see. Ginny, I'm not familiar with those. Mama or Dave? I assume that's is that a stock? Is that a ticker? Let me, Yeah, we can look that up. I can look up or Dave. Yes, okay. Let me look that up for you right now. I can do that. Okay, we got a request here for what is it? Dun, dun, dun. Mama's Creations engages in the marketing, manufacturing, and distribution of beef meatballs with sauce, turkey meatballs. Interesting. I didn't even know about this. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, break this down here for you, Jenny, right here. One thing to look at first is the RSI, the relative strength index, because that will tell you a lot about where the price chart is sitting or where it might go. Because, for example, see right here, it's at right here, it's at 42, and then up here in the price chart, 42 is very, very neutral. You see the same thing in the price chart, and right here it's been 42 for several days now. Again, you see the relative strength index, you see the price chart, it all correlates right there. And let's see. Again, this one is actually Mama's Creations has been doing good ever since it's been going up. As I zoom out, ever since, let me see this, I'll give you an arrow, right about ever since March 7th. Here we go, bang, it's been like a hockey stick going up. And yeah, so Jitty, interesting question. This is a good one. Now let me look at some of the chart patterns for you, okay? Bum, bum, bum. Okay, looking at the chart patterns, one of the ones that I'll show here is the Head and Shoulders. And no, this is not a shampoo commercial, but here's your head right here. Here's your left shoulder. Here's your right shoulder, and there's your neckline. Okay, so with the head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline, this one is supposed to. It's a chart pattern that's supposed to break out and go down, but here there's no breakout. Okay, so bear that in mind. And then over here. Yeah, now it's it just keeps market correcting and going up, up, up. And also you might notice right here, this looks like a slanted neckline. Here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then there's your neckline. So left shoulder, right shoulder, there's your neckline, and it just keeps going up. Let's see. Ginny, I hope you're enjoying some of this analysis right there. But and then also you see, how does it market correct and keep going up? Well, in this case, in this chart pattern, there's a lot of reverse head and shoulders. Sometimes there's double bottoms, but in this case, it's a reverse head and shoulders patterns right there, as you see. Okay, right there. And again, this is a good, interesting chart. Let's look right now. I'll also show you the trade volume. Here is the trade volume. Boom, right here. As you'll notice, the trade volume goes up right there when there's more price action. Right now there's less price action, so there's less trade volume right there. Okay, and then right now the volume's at 386,000, market cap's at 615 million, and earnings, right? Lucas, thank you very much for the likes. I appreciate it. Send me an email. Let me know what you're liking if you want. Always welcome to do that. And Jasper, hello to you too. And let's see. Okay, quarterly. Jitty, if you're looking at, I'm not, depending on what your strategy is, if you're looking at quarterly or if you're looking at annually. Quarterly right now for Q3, the earnings beat the expectations by a lot. Same thing with Q2, and also Q1 beat it as well. But most usually it's annual you're looking for. 2024 just barely beat the earnings expectations as the year, and then 2023 also beat the expectations. 2022 did the same thing. And again, if you're wondering what this is my email. You can contact me there. Also, for if you want, there's also my my email there on my homepage right there. You can see that. And also right here, if you go to my homepage there, you can see there's a link there for my email. You can click that, or you can just type that in. Either one, they both work. So if you want short, let's see, Orange Sunrise, short TF out of oil. Wait, I'm not quite sure. Short WTF? Can you explain that a little bit better? Got it. Okay, so there's Mama's Creations. So the earnings report's good, but again, like I said, earnings does not always mean good profits or good income. So let's take a look at that. GD 128.8, and okay, right here, looking at the statements, your revenue, your profit, your income. Right here, the earnings actually do correlate a lot with the revenue and income. The only difference is here, 2024, if you see, look right here, 2024 on the year, right there, 2024 for the year, they have a good earnings report. However, going here to statements, the earnings do not correlate with income. You can see right there, 2024's income for Mama's Creations were both negative. The only thing that was good for 2024 was revenue and profit. Now, however, 2023 and 2022, looking back here at the earnings, you can see right here, 2023 and 2022, both those earnings reports were very, very good. And then we go back over here, and 2022 and 2023, all green, all doing well, okay? And so there's that. That was Mama's Creations, and let's see, Dave. Yes, Jenny, right now, getting to it. Okay, bum. Dave. Okay, here we are, Dave. For those unfamiliar with Dave, Dave is a digital banking service. Its products include budgeting and tool to help members manage their upcoming bills to avoid overspending. Yes, we all love that. Cash advances through its flagship Extra Cash product. Yes, there we go. And then, okay, right here, let's pull this chart over here. Have some fun right here. Dun. Right here. Okay. Now, again, first thing I take a look at is the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. Here you are, Jitty. Here's your Dave, and RSI is sitting here at 54. Very, very neutral. As we talked about, between 45 and 55, those are very neutral, especially that range. And what you see at 54, again, this thing market corrects, and then right now, it's, if you zoom out, you'll see right here, it's basically starting to consolidate and waiting for, here's what I want to show you. Okay, there's some nice chart patterns in this one. Okay, so it just, as you can see right here, it just jumped up recently, and you can see the chart pattern for that. This one jumps out at you. So right here, here's your double bottom right there. You can see those two bottoms I circled, and then right here in the middle, that's your neckline. So the double bottom has your neckline, and it jumps up. That's what it's supposed to do. There you go, JD. And let's see if you go right over here. Okay, another one that you'll see right here is, here's your head, here's your left shoulder, here's your right shoulder right here. Again, sometimes these head and shoulders are not always, straight and square like you think of. A lot of times they have diagonal necklines. A lot of times they're not square at all, okay? And then there's, there's your neckline, diagonal neckline right there, diagonal neckline. And then this head and shoulders does break out and go down a little bit. You see right there, okay? And let's do another one. Okay, if you're looking for chart patterns, this is a good one, because right here you see another double bottom right there, and another double bottom right there, and it does go up right there. Okay, so if you're into learning about chart patterns, this is a good one. And yeah, so having said that, let's go on. Oh, here's another one that kind of jumps out. Let me show you this. You zoom in, you zoom out, and you'll see this one come up. Here's your head, here's your left shoulder, here's your right shoulder, and then there's your neckline. There's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, there's your neckline, and it does kind of break out and go down a little bit right there. Yeah. So Judy, if you're into chart patterns, hopefully that's helping you. This Dave Incorporated was a good one to see those with. Now let's go here to the fundamentals right here. Right here. Okay, as you'll notice, again, right now there's less trade volume right here because there's not much price action, and so the trade volume is down. And right now your volume is at 482,000. Market cap is at 2.7 billion. And right now, let's see, let's go to the earnings side. Dun, dun, dun. Right here, earnings. Again, your earnings for the quarterly, Q4, Q3, Q4 and Q3. Again, it's the blue bar that represents the actual reported earnings. Q3 also. So for Q3 and Q4, those actually beat the earnings expectations. And for example, Q2 though actually missed it. So for 2025, Q2 was a bad quarter, but let's see how it responds overall for the year. 2025 beat expectations. 2024 beat expectations. 2023 actually though, it beat expectations because it wasn't as negative as it's supposed to be, even though it's negative, because it's less negative than the expectations. That makes it a good earnings report. Now that doesn't mean it's going to have good profit or good income. That just means it's a good earnings report. Okay, so having said that, let's go over here to statements and see how that lines up. Interestingly, like I said, just because you have a bad earnings report or negative earnings doesn't mean that you're going to have negative profits. So you notice how right here, if you line up annually 2023 right here, the reported earnings were negative, but they weren't as negative as they were predicted to be. And watch how that affects the 2023 the profits and earnings right there. Okay, the profits and earnings are all positive actually for the last 3 years, 2023, 2024, and 2025, all green, all good. Yeah, interesting enough. So there, Jitty, hopefully that's helpful. If it's interesting, by the way, if you have other questions, other comments, you can always go to my homepage right there, and there is an email if you want. Picking the winners, last one. Yeah, MIN. Where is it? MINTN or MNTN? Let me check that out. I can't quite see that very well. MNTN. Oh yeah. So I think that's MNTN. Yeah. Thank you, Jitty. Got it. Right there. Very good. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Picking the winners. I like it. Here we go. For those of you unfamiliar, MNTN engages in bringing performance marketing on television, ushering in new generation of advertisers to connected TV. The software company's self-serve advertising platform and AI-driven precision targeting enables brands of all sizes to achieve measurable results. Interesting. Bringing performance marketing to television. Got it. Yeah. Welcome everyone who's joining to the channel where we talk about everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines. And why would you ever join this channel? Because we make it fun, we make it interesting, and we're not, this is an educational channel, so I don't, right? And we break it down on TradingView, and we go into some of the earnings and profits, and we do the chart patterns and stuff, so you can take the information and do with it what you want. We don't give advice here, we just give you the information. Yeah, basically, Jitty, yeah, basically AI commercials for TV. Interesting, yeah. I appreciate that, Jitty. I wasn't aware of this one. So here, okay, looking at NNTN, first thing I noticed is that their RSI is super neutral. Look at that. So right up here in the price chart, you see this consolidation pattern right here. You can see like what this is, invisible ceiling, invisible floor. You can call it resistance, you can call it support, whatever you want. But you also see the same thing down here in the RSI, relative strength index as well. Yeah, and then over here, if you go over here, let's see if they have any interesting chart patterns. Let me adjust the, okay, there's that. Oh, here's a couple. You can see when you zoom in and zoom out, right here's one. Here's your head, here's your left shoulder, here's your right shoulder, and then here's your head. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and this is your neckline right there. Very good. And also right here. Okay, here's a big one. Here's a big head right here, and then your left shoulder and your right shoulder right here. Okay, so again, there's that. If you have other chart patterns that you want to see, you can, like I said, always feel free to send me an email, or there's also my email is right here on my homepage. And yeah, so again, there's that. Also, you can contact me on my homepage if you want. Okay, going over here to one thing I want you to see right here, all this, the trade volume can really spike a lot. For example, right here, look at all this trade volume, and then right now when there's when it's consolidating, there's very little. It goes from a lot of trade volume down to a little bit right there. Volume right now is at 981,000. Market cap is at 691 million. And then we go here to earnings. We have quarterly, we have Q4, Q3. As you notice, the blue bars, Q4 higher than expected. Same thing with Q3, and then also right over here, Q2. You see how that's very, very negative. Yeah, that was not a good quarter for them. But if you go here to annually, 2025 is the only thing I see. 2025 was a good, year because it was less negative than it was supposed to be. But let's see what the statements say. Right here, if you go to annual, yeah, interestingly enough, even on MNTN, despite the earnings were 2023, 2024, and 2025, GIDI, everything was green, everything was good for revenue, profit, income, etc. So anyway, thank you very much for the questions. This was interesting to learn about. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Let's go back to some of the ones. Thinking about RBRK, stick with it. RBRK. Okay, we can do that too. Why not? Always here to take the requests. Let's see, RBRK. Rubric. Okay. So okay, we're doing rubric right now. For those of you interested, curious about rubric, engages in the provision of cloud data management solutions. Its solutions include backup and recovery, VM backup, Microsoft. Interesting. Ransomware, recovery, etc. Let me grab some tea real quick. Thanks, Jay, for all the nice tickers. This is always nice to learn something new. Okay, so here we go. Now looking here, let's look at the RSI, look at the charts. Move this up a little bit. If you're watching from home, I'm using TradingView and we're looking at rubric right now. And right here you'll see, where is it? AI ransomware recovery. Yeah, got that. Right here, the RSI, again, it's super super neutral, sitting right there at 42. And you'll see the same thing right here in the price chart. You see it right there, and you see it right there. Yeah. And again, basically, you can call that the consolidation phase. You can see right here how it goes up to the same point, down to the same point. So you have the resistance and the support. And then let me zoom in. Hold on one second. If I can pull this chart down. There we go. Yeah, okay. And then here we go over here. Oh, right here. Here's another one. I want to show you this. For consolidation, continuation, right here. Right there and right there. So again, here in the price chart, you see the support right here on the floor, the support, and you see the resistance, the invisible ceiling, the invisible floor. Because right here, down here in the RSI, you see between the 45 and 55, the very, very neutral area right there, okay? And let me show you some other chart patterns that you can use in whatever you're doing. Right here, here's your head, here's your left shoulder, here's your right shoulder, a little bit of a diagonal neckline, and this one does, you can see, it does break out and go down right there, okay? So hopefully that's interesting. And then right here. Okay, if you're looking for a double bottom example, here's a good double bottom example right here. Bum, bum, bum. Double bottom. And what does a double bottom do? The double bottom breaks out and goes up. So here's your, again, even the double bottom has a neckline because fudge cake. Good morning, welcome. This is the fun education channel where we talk about everything US markets. If you have a ticker or something that you want to look at, let me know. Let's see, surfboard 396. Oh my gosh, yes. Actually, I love this topic. Gold and silver, that's something I follow quite often. Yes, right now it's dipping because basically one of the reasons I believe is that with what's going on, oil is getting more valuable, and then as oil becomes more valuable, since it's tied to the US dollar, and that means the dollar is getting stronger. So when gold is measured in US dollars, the gold becomes weaker or less viable because let's see, but yeah, Jitty, I assume that was just a typo. I assumed it was BUY, not BYE, but yeah, I had the same question. Is it buy gold or is it buy gold? I assumed it was yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking too, but surfboard, I assume you meant BUY, but yeah, it's dipping right now, partially because the dollar is gaining value because of what's going on with oil. And again, silver is a little bit different, but it also is affected by that. But since silver is more of an industrial metal, yeah, no problem, surfboard. Because silver is more of an industrial metal, it might keep it's not going down as much like gold is, because silver is used in defense, silver is used in electronics and AI and everything right now. So yeah, there's that. Good morning and hello, greetings to everyone who's joining. If you have a ticker, let me know. Here's the neckline right there, and then on this one you can see, bang, it goes right up right here. Yes. So I think autocorrect did that. Hey, no problem, surfboard. Actually, surfboard, if you want, you can actually go to my my YouTube channel right there. Go to my homepage. There's an email link there. If you want to talk about that, you can feel free to send me an email anytime if you want. There's that right there. World free speech. Tesla should be pumping with all the sunlight hours, and there's solar parks on the roofs, and charging places have solar panels. Could be. Yes. Let me ask you, world free speech, what do you see for Tesla in the future? I mean, because, for example, do you see Tesla, because I'd read in some of the articles that Elon was actually cutting back on some of his production of Tesla cars in priority for some of the humanoid robots and stuff. Let me know your thoughts on that. And because he's working on XAI and the IPO with SpaceX, let me know what you think the future of Tesla might be. Yeah. Okay. Here's, again, we're looking at rubric. If you have any questions, I'd like to know. Yes, Lucas, definitely. If you have questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the comments, or you can send me an email directly, whichever you prefer. But that's okay. That's rubric. Let's go here to the right now, the volume. You can see in the chart right here. Bring this up right here. The chart, the volume, the trading. The volume trading right now is down because, well, the price action is down, and the volume right now is at 5.2 million. And see right here, market cap is at 10.4 billion, and earnings is sitting here. Let's look at the earnings report. I see BYD for Tesla's future. Got it. Judy, I see BYD for Tesla's future. Tell me more about what you mean by that, Judy. And right here. Okay, looking at quarterly for rubric. Again, right here you have the blue bar, which is the reported earnings, and you also have the gray bar, which is the predicted, the estimated earnings. So Q4, Q3 both beat the expectations, and right here Q2, Q2 also, even though this is a negative earnings, it's less negative than it was supposed to be, so it's a positive earnings report. So bear that in mind, okay? Jitty, yeah, I know what you mean. The Chinese EVs are going to eat Tesla. Now, tell me, I mean, I don't disagree with you, but tell me why you say that. Why? Now, here's rubric for the annual part. Rubric, you're looking at 2025. Yes, 2025, because it was less negative than it was estimated to be, predicted to be, it is a positive earnings report. And the same thing with 2024. It's a positive earnings report because it's less negative. Now, if we go here to, let's see how the profits and income line up. 2025 for rubric, yes. If you're looking at revenue, profit, and income, 2025 was all solid, all green. Now, look at 2024. Revenue and profit were green. However, 2024's income and net income were all negative, all red. Same thing with 2023. Revenue and profit were good, but the rest, the income was negative and red. So there's that. Surfboard, NVDA is down, some might be good time to buy as projections are up in 2027. Yes, I first got some at 90 a few years ago. Surfboard, I know what you mean. Where was it? I just saw an article yesterday about where was it? NVIDIA. It's interesting you say that, because for NVIDIA, one of the articles was about they're making chips for space missions. They're talking about orbital data centers, and so they're also working with companies like Axiom Space, Star Cloud, Planet Labs, and with NVIDIA, they're talking about their Vera Rubin Space 1 module. And also, in regards to that, Google's Project Suncatcher was also about exploring the concepts of computing in space. And you mentioned the projections. Also, NVIDIA just got done with that conference. Welcome to everyone who's joining. If you have a ticker or a question, just let me know. Surfboard. They had that conference, and their CEO, Mr. Huang, talked about how their AI processors would generate 1 trillion in sales through 2027. I think that's what you're talking about, because I saw that one too. They are selling more cars in Southeast Asia, where they are energy dependent on other nations for crude. Tesla sales are dropping even with Chinese EV tariffs in Europe. Yes, I think I heard the same thing. I don't dispute any of that. Interesting. Yeah, right. It's quite interesting right now to see what's going to happen with oil and things, and how long this is going to last. But I know what you mean. Even with Chinese in tariffs in Europe, I wonder. So basically, what you're saying is, in Europe, they prefer China's EVs over Teslas, correct? Curly Eastbourne. That was a little 50,000. Can we talk about it? No. I mean, I get your comment, I get your point, but this is not a political channel. I'm not defending anyone. I'm just saying I try not to get into I try to just keep this news and headlines, and the reasons. I try to be pretty neutral on that. But I get your point. Jitty, yes, okay, got it. Okay, now there's that. Let's see, rubric. Jitty, do you have any other tickers? Let's see. Going back here, what was the other one? Oh yeah, let's talk about Circle, because Circle is also in the news right now. Again, let's see right here. Yeah. If you want, you can go right here to my homepage. There's also an email link right there. If you want to ask a question or share your thoughts about something, feel free to do so right there. Okay, there's that. And also, let's go right here to Circle. Where's my Circle headline? Yeah, Circle explains what's behind the stock's explosive gains. So Circle's stock right now is up 15% in the past month. Again, this is not a script. As you can see, I take copious notes every day, spend a lot of time doing so. Yeah, their stock is up 115% in the past month. The stock more than 4x its original IPO price. Fourth quarter revenue and reserve income of 770 million, increased 70% year over year. Adjusted profits increased by 412% from the previous year. And Circle has signed with BlackRock and Visa and Amazon's cloud business as collaborators as well. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see, this one is heavily influenced by the current energy situation. Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. Yes, Jitty, thank you for that one. Okay, well, 1 second, we'll just do, okay, all right. Let me, Jitty, hold on 1 second. I'll get your grab in just a moment. Let me finish up here with Circle, because I just read the headline for that. So let me give the breakdown on Circle, and I'll be back to you on grab. So, and hello to all of you joining, and welcome. Right now we're breaking down the headlines, and we're breaking down the companies in the headlines. And here we are. Okay. Here's this. Okay. Right now, yeah, you can see the, Jesus, yeah. Right now, Circle is jumping up, as you can see right there. Same thing with the RSI. The RSI actually just recovered from a very oversold area of 21. You can see that right there. Here's your RSI value of 21 jumping up, and then right there it reflects in the price chart right there. Okay, and then going over here, if you look, let's see, what can I, yeah, that's also what I mean. Pay attention to the RSI, because it can go way oversold or way overbought for a while before ever market correcting. That thing is really more of just a guide, and not a, even though there's the 70 line, even though there's the 30 line, those lines are just guides. Okay, so that's Circle. And if you're wondering what Circle is, what it does, Circle Internet Group is a financial technology company that enables businesses of all sizes to harness the power of digital currencies and public blockchains for payments, commerce, and financial applications. Okay, so there's that. And then, right, let's see. Let me see if I can show you any quick chart patterns for that. Yes, right here. Zoom in, zoom out, and you'll see, yeah, here's one. When you zoom out, let me adjust this timing, pull this down. Right here, here's your head, and then left shoulder, right shoulder, kind of a slanted neckline. But this one, again, here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder. It's supposed to break out and go down. This one doesn't break out and go down at all, actually. But here's another one. If you zoom out and zoom in, here's your head, here's your left shoulder, here's your right shoulder, and here's your breakout right there. And you see how here on the neckline it does break out and go down right there. Okay, and then, yeah, right over here. Yeah, all right, there's that. And notice right now that with Circle, it is staying in the very overbought area right now. It's at the RSI of 80, which is pretty overbought. But yeah, let's go right here to the volume. Volume right now is at 16.9 million. You'll see right here the volume, the trade volume is actually down because there's not a lot of price action at the moment. But follow the price action, you'll get more trade volume. Okay. And then right here, market cap is at 32.7 billion. And then earnings right here. So shoulder, head, shoulder means go down, and reverse means. Basically, that's a good question. Again, that's why I put this stuff here. Basically, in theory, yes, but that's why I said sometimes the chart pattern doesn't actually even break out. Sometimes you have the chart pattern and it doesn't go up or down, but head, yeah, shoulder, head, shoulder, that's the normal head and shoulders. It's supposed to break out and go down. And then the reverse, what is that, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, it's supposed to break out and go up. I'll give you an example here as soon as I can. maybe back here to the chart, I'll show you that. But yeah, like for example, right here, Judy, if you notice on right here on the second one, there's this, the first one has a side neckline, doesn't do anything, but on the second one, you see how I drew the neckline, and then here I'll draw you the arrow of the breakout part. So here it breaks out from the neck. You see how my arrow, it breaks the neckline and goes down. That's actually where it breaks out and goes down, and that's what it's supposed to do. Yeah, good question. So going back here, welcome everyone. If you're wondering what you just stepped into, this is the fun channel where we talk about everything news, markets, headlines, and we break it down. We're looking at trading view, and we're breaking down Circle right now. If you have a ticker, just let me know. And okay, here's the earnings for quarterly Q4, Q3, both Q4 and Q3 beat the earnings expectations. Q2, Judy, yeah, I'll show you the reverse in just a moment. Okay, Q2 was actually very negative, and then annually, okay, yeah, 2025, the earnings report was less negative than expected, so that's why it's a positive earnings report. Statements wise, if you look here, yeah, just because you have some earnings doesn't mean you have good profit. So here, total revenue for 2025 was positive. However, in 2025 for the year, the profit income was all negative, and same thing with 2024. The revenue was positive, but all the profit and income was all negative. Okay, that's why you look at all pieces of information. There's that, and then let's see, that's Circle, and let's see. Oh, another one that we're going to be looking at here is just a quick one. Is Meta. Why are we looking at Meta? Because Meta is shutting down their virtual reality social platform Horizon Worlds, because they're pivoting away from from Metaverse. Remember, they were so sure that Metaverse was going to be this big, amazing thing that they invested so much into it. They even changed their name, right? And now they're pivoting away from it. Funny how certain things happen. But yeah, okay. So let's take a look here at Meta, and I'll see if I can find you a reverse. Here's your Meta. Meta. And let's see. Okay. Okay, pull this down. 1 second here, as I'm looking for a reverse head and shoulders, because I was asked about this. Okay, I see several head and shoulders here. Where's my reverse? Oh, okay. Judy, for example, right here, they don't always jump out like really clearly, but sometimes you have to use a bit of imagination. But here's your reverse head, here's your left shoulder, here's your right shoulder, and then here's your neckline, and then you can kind of see how this one finally does eventually break the neckline and go up right there. So here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then breaks out and goes up. If you can see that, let me pull it over there for you. Maybe you can see it better right there. Can you see that, Judy? That's the one you asked for right there. And let me see if I can give you another one. What's the time frame between? For example, I'm on the, if you're looking at my time frame, it's the 1 day. So for example, if you break this out, that's about between, that was July 9th to about August 7th. Yeah, July 9th to August 7th, between the two shoulders. Yeah, that's daily. Yeah, exactly, that's daily right there. So again, it helps to zoom in and zoom out to get a different perspective and see these things at different angles and different things. Because also, like, sometimes it's even helpful to look at the other time frames, because you can compare how the other time frames charts line up, and you can see which one looks better to you or which one looks worse. You see, here's the, for example, right here, here's your head, and then here's your left shoulder, right shoulder, and there's your neckline. you can see on this one how the neckline breaks out and goes down right there. So one breaks out going down, the other one breaks out over here going up. If you see the chart behind me on that one. Yes, hello. And let's see, Judy. Yeah. Also, for example, if you have more questions on any of the charts, patterns, and stuff that we don't go over, you can always just go to my homepage. There's a there should be an email link right in there. I can send you something that way too if you want. Now let's go over here. For example, let me do this. As I look into my crystal ball here and I try to understand why things go the way they go, why things happen the way they do, the mysteries of the universe, things like that. No, I'm just kidding. But it's not a stupid question at all. It's actually a good question. I don't have the answer for that. Some people might say one thing, some people might say another thing. But to be fair, I don't have a good answer. But yeah. Anyway, that's that. So this is Meta, and right here, here's your trade volume. Right there. Trade volume goes up, as you can see, with the price action right there, and right here. And as you see right now, the RSI for Meta is sitting right here at 38, very neutral. And yeah, that's right here. You'll see that also again. You're talking about chart patterns right here. This is the neutral. This is the neutral. Yeah. So again, you see that reflected right there. Okay. Second. Okay, there's that. Okay. So shoulder, head, shoulder results in it going. Wait. Shoulder, head, shoulder results in it going. Yeah, because of how people tend to buy or sell the stock at those price movements. Again, to be fair, you're asking me like why it happens, and there's many reasons why it can happen. So I don't want to pinpoint any one, but for me, I'm just focused more on the chart pattern, but there could be many reasons why, including what you just said. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying that there could be a lot more to it than that. Okay, just to be fair and just to be completely transparent. Yeah. Okay, so looking at Meta right here, Billy, Meta gonna dump. Actually, okay, Billy, since you mentioned that, let's see, where is it? Meta. I just saw the article that Meta's stock just jumped up. What was it? Because Meta's planning for some layoffs, and I think Meta's gonna lay off, 20,000 of their 79,000 employees, and their stock already jumped up. Where was that? Meta. I just saw that a couple of days ago. Since you brought that up, Meta. I can't find it in my notes right now, but yeah, I just saw that headline. Someone said Meta's gonna dump, but I just saw the. Hold on. Where is it? God, I know I had that. Oh yeah. So here it was, just on Tuesday. Meta stock climbed 3%, just on the report of planning to lay off. Just on the report of planning to lay off to offset AI spending. They were going to lay off 20% of its 79,000 employees. Remember back in 2022, they cut 11,000 jobs. Okay, 11,000 jobs in 2022, and again, they hadn't even done it yet, and their stock already climbed on the plan they were going to do it, and that's 20% of its 1/5 of its 79,000 employees. So yeah, that's Meta. Okay, there we go. Don't forget about Grab, the Uber of Southeast Asia. The Uber has it. Yeah. Jenny, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I get your underlying subtle humor there. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at that. We have a request for Grab. Let's do it. Okay, here we are for Grab. Done. and then right here. Okay, bring this down a little bit. Okay, for those of you who may or may not know, Grab engages in millions of provisions of millions of people each day to access its driver and merchant partners for food, groceries, driving, etc., packages, all that stuff. So, what's going on with Grab right now? As you can see, the RSI, Relative Strength Index, is down right here at 35. It actually just rebounded from being 27, 28 RSI. You can see that here in the price chart. It just market corrected a little bit right there, as you can see, and then let me give you, let's see, that's the RSI. The RSI has been down a little bit for Grab. Well, it's not down, but it's been below neutral for Grab for quite a while, and you can see that basically in the chart pattern here, as it's been going down consistently right there. And let me show you, what can I give you here? Oh, look right, since you asked about this, Jitty, if you zoom in, zoom out, you'll be able to see some of these smaller ones. They don't do much, but they market correct. And Jitty, if you can see my circle right there, that's a small double top. What a double top does is it basically, it's basically a chart pattern that it's going to go down. So it basically market corrects, does a double top, and then comes right back down. So double top and comes down. Jim Sam, hello. Good to have you here. Again, if you want more chart patterns or things like that, feel free to just drop me an email if you want. That's there. Or also you can go to my homepage. On my homepage, there's a link there to my email, etc. Same thing right here. If you go to my homepage, there's a link to my email if you want more information on this. Again, right here on Grab, you'll see, I'll circle this one here too. Here's your double top, bang, it drops down. The buyers lose their momentum and it comes down. The same thing right here. Basically, you can see it's basically a market correction. It market corrects and it keeps going down. Market corrects and keeps going down. The shoulder head, shoulder down, and then reverse. Okay, you want to see that one? Okay, let me see if I can find that. Pull that out. Okay. Because see, some charts have more head and shoulders, some charts have more double tops and double bottoms. It just depends on, the chart itself. And then, for example, here's one. You have to use your imagination a little bit. But here you can see how this head comes all the way down here, Jitty, and then here's your left shoulder, here's your right shoulder, and there's no breakout. So left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and there's no breakout, not really. So you can see that. And let me see if I can find you a better one. Yeah, zoom in, zoom out, and okay, here's one that might be helpful, might be useful. Here's your reverse. Can you see this left side right here? I'm circling it. Here's your bottom head. Here's your right shoulder. Then I put the neckline right there. And then I'll draw the arrow going up, breaking the neckline right there. So do you see that right behind me? If you can, or if you cannot, let me know. Let's see, Charlotte Kirchman, good morning, hello. Thanks for the like, thanks for the follow. If there's a ticker you want, let me know, or if you have a question or comment, feel free to drop it in the comments, etc. Did I miss any other comments? Yes. Okay, very good. Yeah, welcome and good morning. How are they doing overall? Let's see. Good question. Well, as you can see right now, they're going down at the moment, but let's go to the more specifics. Volume wise, 21.3 million. Market cap is at 13.3 billion. Eagle, hello to you too. And if you go here to the earnings, let's go here to the earnings side. Right now, quarterly Q4 beat expectations by a long shot. Q3 missed expectations, and so did Q2. So Q4 was the only quarter that beat expectations. Annually though, 2025, oh yeah, 2025 just barely beat expectations. 2024, 2024 just barely missed expectations. 2023 as a year just barely beat expectations. 2023, it was negative, but less negative than it was supposed to be. So that's a positive earnings report. So there's that. Now let's go here to the statements wise. Statements annually right here. Yeah. Yeah. So see, even though they had a couple bad quarters or a couple bad years of earnings, the revenue, the profits, and income were all very, very good. Let me compare that again. Yeah, quarterly, 2025 had a great fourth quarter, and then Q2 and Q3 against expectations did not do that well. Annually, again, 2025 did well. Yeah, 2024's. Yeah. Oh yeah, 2024. Oh yeah, 2024 was more negative than the estimate. So yeah, 2024 was not a good year. That's why again, say check all the information. So as you asked, so for revenue, profit, income, last 3 years, Grab is doing very good. They bought a trading platform and are starting bank lending, higher margins of future. Got it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the questions, Jetty. Yes. Okay. Here we go. And then we go back. Let's see. What was it? Did I miss anything else? Grab. Was there anything else? Yes. Let's see. Charlotte, do you have a question? Do you have a ticker? Let me know. Feel free to ask. And then also there was Amazon. Yeah, we just circle. Also, oh yeah, we need to talk about the small one. Let's see, where is it? Jable, where is? Can't find it. There's yeah, Micron. Let's take a look at Micron. Micron's also in the news right now. For example, Okay, curveball. How about OBDC? OBDC. Blue Owl Capital Corporation. That's an interesting one. Blue Owl Capital Corporation. Okay. Right here. Boom. Okay. Curveball. Okay. Right now the RSI is sitting here very, very neutral at 50, and you can see that right here in the price chart right here. Very, very neutral. It's almost like consolidating, just like the relative strength index down here. See how this is pretty much not moving right here. Yes, there you go. And yeah, so here you go. We're doing OC, and if you're wondering, this is Blue Owl Capital Corporation. A little bit about them. They seek investment opportunities in the middle market companies located in the US. And okay, so right now basically yeah, their chart is downward trending, and again, here's, for example, you can see a double bottom right here. Basically it comes down to about the same point, and then it comes back up. And again, this is a looks like anyone is waiting to see if more cockroaches come out. Jitty, yes. Yeah, so there's that. Actually, I'll be back on here a little bit later. I can finish this one up later on. Jitty, if you're back on here later, come back with some more tickers. I'm happy to help you out. Seem very, very, you give me some good tickers. It's interesting, so I appreciate that. But I'll be back on later. Hope to see you then. And with that, I'm gonna sign off for now. If you have a question or a comment, you can always feel free to send me a message. Go to my homepage, and there's a place where you can send me an email there if you want. Thank you very much, Judy, everyone, if it's there if you want. And then also, yeah, just go to my homepage, and there's an email link if you want to send a message or something. Yeah, thanks for that, and we'll see you later.